Hey everyone, what am I doing? I'm teaching a song I don't even know, but I can do this because these are rhythm changes based on the song I've Got Rhythm, and the best book you can buy on this subject would be this Jamie Aebersold volume right here, because the first 36 pages of this book are just all kinds of great ideas on how to comp, how to solo, how to play rhythm changes, all the variations on rhythm changes. And I'll reprint a few of these pages, but let's dig into Charlie Parker's song Anthropology. And it looks like maybe Dizzy Gillespie was a co-writer on this one. Now, I listened to the original. It's at 300 beats per minute. It sounds pretty bad. You know, it's an old recording. It's sloppy sounding to me. I listened to Elvin Jones, the great drummer, and he's got a version of it that sounds a lot better to me, and it's much more laid back. This is important stuff to know, because if you ever go to jazz jam sessions, there's usually a song based on rhythm changes that gets called, and it's hard to improvise on it because it usually goes pretty quickly and the chords come pretty quickly. All right, so let's take a look at it, and I'm going to play the melody with both hands. This is a good idea to really get it internalized. And we're looking for offbeats. That's the first one right there. All right, because it's on the and of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we should put a little hat on that. I'll put a little hat right there. Okay, and that's just an accent. Classical music hardly ever does anything like that. Dum, bum. All right, give it a little something there. Then if we look at the next measure, we see it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So we got 2 offbeats there. Then next measure, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. There's on the and of 2, so that one gets a little accent. Okay? Now, don't let anybody tell you, I mean, I hear this all the time on the internet, that they say to play it like, dun, 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 like accenting the ands and stuff. It's just the end of a phrase maybe, but not all those ones in between. Okay, moving on, we've got the and of 4 to start off the next measure. So 4 and, all right. All right, now, there's no key signature here. You know you're in B flat, so you think that's an E flat there, but it's an E natural. It's on the offbeat, so is the next one, so is the next one. And then all of these, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. There's the and of 3 to end that phrase. You know, classical melodies, they don't do that. They go. That's not really classical, but I mean, it would end on the 1 or it'd end on some other beat maybe. And, you know, I've said this in many other videos that if you learn these melodies to these bebop songs, it's practically like taking a solo. And if you get the feeling of these lines and the rhythm of these lines and some of the notes of these lines, you'll have stuff that you can improvise with. It might not be coming out of you right away, but it'll be there. So second ending. Now that just seems weird to end like that on B flat, but you know, that's the way they wrote it. That's what we're going to do. I would have gone like that. Solid ending on B flat. If you do that, you know, the jazz snobs will just, you know. So anyway, let's take it to the bridge. And the bridge on these, a typical bridge will go up to the 3 chord as a dominant and then just play all dominant chords going around the cycle. 2 measures, 2 measures, 2 measures, and 2 measures. Okay, so what we got? Notice how every phrase seems to end on an and. Okay, so got three offbeats there. 1, 2, bop, bop, ba, da, da, da. And, starting the next three notes, that's on an offbeat too. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and. Crazy, man. 1, 2, da, da. Now, this quick rhythm here, just do it as like fast, like 16th notes. That's all it is. And then come in on the accent, on the offbeat. 3, 4, da. And then we do it again. They don't really accent those chords very much when they play it, so yeah. In fact, if you notice, most of the time it doesn't go B flat, G minor, C, F. It just goes B flat for a measure. So maybe it should have been that way there too. I lost my place. Yeah, I would just stay on B flat there. Now, I think I came in on 4 rather than on the and of 4. So let me do that again. Yeah, and there they did end it with a nice solid B flat there. Okay, that's the song. Now, how would you play it as a piano player? You might take it up an octave. And when you get up higher there and you play a G7 against the B flat, you get a nice sharp 9 chord, so it works better if you're up there. Because you really couldn't do that down here, could you? I mean, you could. Okay. So let's put it up an octave. It's going to sound better. So just using some simple chords. You could play that C minor right there on the and of 4. Let's try it. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to keep embarrassing myself because, people out there like Jeremy Siskin can probably put, because he studied that bebop. I really didn't get into bebop that much. I was more of a kind of a swing guy, like those Frank Sinatra big band arrangements. Not so much even for Frank Sinatra, but those great arrangements, Nelson Riddle, that other guy, Gordon Jenkins, Neil Hefti, the guy who wrote Shadow of Your Smile, that I can't think of his name. But, some great arrangers. Marty Paich even got a little bit of arranging in there. Okay, let's take a look at some of the variations on the changes. I've got rhythm, I've got music, I've got my girl who could ask for anything more, ask for anything more. That's the original song, so it's 1, 6, 2, 5 using scale tone 7th chords, or diatonic chords. All right, so we got. So just looking at this first line up here, there's so much we can do. I'm not going to go through all of these, obviously, but you can put a lot of dominant chords in. G7, C7, F7, B flat, G7 again, C7, F7. You could do F minor to B flat. I'm sure it's down there someplace. And then E flat, A flat, that's kind of like the 4 flat 7, going back to there. But you could go E flat and E diminished. And I don't think they have, they have that way down there. Number 41 goes that way. I mean, I always play it that way. But it's hard enough to solo on these damn changes without making it even harder. So let's just stay on E flat for a whole measure, the way the Charlie Parker song did, and then come back for 2 measures of B flat. You know, and then start it again. I'll use some dominant chords. Now, in the book here, they've got like 2-note voicings that you can do. Stuff like that. They got 3-note voicings. They got 4-note voicings. Jamie Aebersold lays it out here for you people. So, you know, take advantage of it if you can afford the book. If you can't afford the book, leave me a comment and maybe we can find some way that I could, you know, print a few more of these pages off for you. It's really the first 36 pages of the book that's the most important. You know, another really good variation would be, right? Because if you're going 1, 6, 2, 5, you can go 3, 6, 2, 5. So if you get onto the 3, 1, move it up, 1, move it up. You're on the 3, then you can 6, 2, 5, and then take it wherever you think it should go. Some great variations for the middle section. If they're all 5 chords, why not do a measure of 2 and then a measure of 5s? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. See? So you just go down a half step to an A minor and you're set up to go. I can do that better. All right. You can get great chords. We'll have to check that one later and see if it was legal or not. There's just lots of good stuff in here, and I'm going to go through the 36 pages and print out maybe 4 or 5 of them for you. And like I said, if you're really in need of these other pages, maybe I can put it over there on my Patreon page. You know, you may pay $1 for them or something. How about that? But, you know, it'd just be a way I can get them to you easier. I think that's what I'll do. I'll put those 36 pages for my Patreon people. I hate to do that because I like to do everything for YouTube free. I've been criticized for giving out so much stuff for free, but here's the thing. I'm going to be replaced by AI. I might even be AI for all you know. I might just be a figment of your imagination. And AI could certainly go through my 1,200 videos and, you know, teach jazz, I think. Maybe. I don't know. All right, I'm getting goofy. I will see you guys again soon, and girls, and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.